I'd like to go over a few of the maintenance items that you might find useful. For starters, if you ever get this message saying that another user is adding data to the database, there's two things that could be happening. Either one, somebody else is adding data, but otherwise if you know that nobody else is adding data, then you need to reset the database flag. And to do that, you go to Maintenance and go to Unlock Database. And you get this message saying to make sure that nobody is adding documents, otherwise it must remain locked. So you can press Yes, then you get a message saying it's been unlocked. So now if I go back to Archive and Transfer, we see that it now lets me do the transfer. Next item to show you is the order list. Now the order list is used for indexing. So Visual Archive keeps a whole separate list of all the orders and the index values from Visual Shop. And if you are scanning documents more than 1 year old, if you're scanning some of your old shop order forms, most likely you will need to generate a new order list. And another reason to generate a new order list is if for some reason your list became corrupted and you're getting a lot of orders that are new that are not showing up, it's saying the order number could not be found, you may just want to regenerate an order list. And you do that with this window here, and you can put any date in here. I'm going to say 2006, so that way I can scan some of my really old shop order forms, and I'm going to press OK. And then Visual Archive creates a new order list, and that should eliminate any problems with not finding order numbers. If you're still having problems with not finding order numbers, then perhaps some of the data has been purged from your Visual Shop database. And the next item to show is going to be the document count feature. And this allows you to specify a date, range, and then I'm going to press Run, and I'm going to get a list of all orders that were generated in that date range that I specified, and a count of each of these document types for each order number. And this is just a way to find holes in your documents, whether or not they actually exist in the database. The one you're going to be most concerned about is over here, the shop order form. These are the ones that have to be manually scanned in. So if your operators are scanning them in, then these should show up green. In my case, they're all showing up red. I guess I haven't been doing a good job of scanning my shop order forms. But this is a way, if you see a lot of reds, then you need to kind of investigate and find out why these are not getting into Visual Archive. And you can resize these columns to make them so you can actually read them. So in this case, I'm looking at order attachments. But the document counts feature is really here to make sure that your documents are actually getting into the database. And the next item I want to look at is the purge feature. And if we go to purge, purge is the only place that documents can be taken out of the database. And what I'm going to do is you have to select a document type. I'm going to select all. I'm going to put in the year 2009 in this list, and then I press select, and I get a list of all documents that meet this criteria. And in my case here, it's all the documents in the database. I have a little table here that says the total number of documents in the database and the size, and then the number of documents in the purge list and the size. They're identical because I've pulled up every document. You can select any document in the list, right-click it, and select Delete Document, and I will say yes. You can do that to remove single documents. Otherwise, if you want to press Purge, you will be deleting every single document in the list. I don't want to do that, so I press no. But you can further refine this list by clicking on any one of the columns, any one of the cells, right-clicking it, and then selecting Filter by Selection. And now I see all the documents in here relating to J&A Engineering. I could further refine it to just the shipper if I click here, right-click it, and say Filter by Selection again. And there I see just the shipper. And now if I press Purge, it will only delete these documents for this customer that meet this criteria. So I click Purge and it deletes all those. Now if I go back here, I right click and I say Remove Filter, now it clears those filters that I just put in there. But this is the only place that you can remove documents from the Visual Archive database. And one final item to show you is the activity log. Visual Archive keeps record of every person that does any activity in Visual Archive. And I'm just going to change my dates on here, go back a long time and press search, and I get a list of activities here. And on the top of the list here we can see purge. Those are all the documents that I just purged. And it has my user ID and my full name and my PC name on here. I also have that document I deleted is shown here. Any documents that are scanned, those show up in here. And if you have a particular order number you're looking for, if you were trying to pull up something and you couldn't find the information, you can put an order ID in here and it can show you if the document was in here and it was deleted. You can also see anytime anybody has viewed a document, if that you can see it listed in here who viewed the document, the order number it was for, the document type, etc. So the activity log is here to make sure that you have record of what everybody has done in Visual Archive.